Well. Looks like the Jose effect has kicked in, doesn't it? Maybe not. Maybe it's just pure luck. Or maybe it is just that little bit of know-how that makes all the difference in the game. That, to be honest, didn't look like we were ever going to get anything out of, apart from a lucky draw, if we were lucky. So, maybe that little bit of Mourinho magic is what we've been missing. Let's face it, the team that he's putting out ain't no different from the team that Mauricio Pochettino was putting out. The painful rebuild hasn't really started yet. You know, we've got some new players, but we haven't actually really relied on them to bed us in or take us to a new level. What we've actually had is our regular players carrying on doing what they were doing a season or so ago. Does make you wonder what was going on behind the scenes, but I mean, we've talked about that already. But anyway, let's stick to the game against Wolves, eh? Now, let's be honest, I really thought that we were gonna scrape a draw. I know a lot of people were really kind of positive about it, but the truth is, Wolves are a good side. They're playing some really good football, and I'm watching them yesterday. I have to say, I thought some of their movement was really good, quick, succinct, fast passing, really hard pressing, hard fought, and they'll be really disappointed not to come away with 3 points, or at least a point, because to be honest with you, when it was 1-1, they looked the more likely, if I'm being honest. But hey, it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, doesn't it? Sometimes you get out of a game more than you should. As with other games, you don't get what you deserve all the time. So yeah, they'll be really disappointed. But overall, for me, I'll take it. Happy days. Take it all day long. A result like that, that's the sort of result that teams get when they are on course to kind of win something. The old Fergie time and all that kind of stuff. You know, that does tend to make a difference. And I've said it before in a previous video. The biggest impact that Mourinho has had is the impact on other clubs rather than actually on Tottenham, because other teams are now really fearful of what Mourinho is bringing to the table. So, another 3 points, another movement upwards in the table, takes us just behind the Chavs. So, next weekend's game, wow, what a humdinger that should be. My only concern about that, if I'm being brutally honest, is a little bit like with the Man United game. Yeah, of course, he's going to really want to win. He's going to really want to show them, you know, that he's doing well, and he's with a new team, and he's got the momentum behind him, if you like. But equally, Chelsea will want to do what Man United did and say, you might be at another club, mate, but we don't need you anyway, because we're good enough without you. Which, to be fair, in my opinion, is what Man United did. You know, sometimes you win a game because you want it more than the other team. And to a certain extent, I just feel that all the hype about Mourinho going back to Man United actually helped Man United more than it helped us. But hey, so Chelsea, massive game, and one I'll be really looking forward to see how we fare, because it's going to be a big test for us against, whether we like it or not, a top team that are doing really well. So they come thick and fast, don't they? They come thick and fast. But hey, you know, the main thing to call out from that game on Sunday has got to be Jan Vertonghen's header. I know a lot of people were calling out on the socials about Ericsson getting the ball past the first man, and what a great cross, and blah blah blah. Not for me. I don't forgive that easy. For me, it was a mishit. He got it beyond everybody. I don't think he was aiming for Vertonghen. It didn't look to me like it was something they'd worked on at the training ground. It looked to me like Vertonghen saw the ball going wayward and moved himself towards it and pulled off a bloody fantastic header. Absolutely top draw, as we know he can do. But everybody else was all scrambling to try and see where the hell the ball was going. So I don't think Ericsson coming on was a tactical masterpiece. I don't think that made all the difference. Yeah, he'll take the assist, but at the end of the day, you know, that's all about Vertonghen for me. All about Vertonghen. But yeah, you know, a couple of positives out of it. I felt that Eric Dyer was looking a bit sharper. I know, again, he's still getting a lot of grief on the socials, but for me, I think he's getting his fitness back, he's getting his ability back, he's dominating a little bit more, and that's what I like to see. I honestly do believe that there is some class in that guy. I think he's a decent footballer. You don't get to the top of the game, get called up for England and get touted by managers like Mourinho if you haven't got anything about you. So, you know, these guys know far more about it than I do, so, you know, I'm more likely to believe them than I am to believe Smithy from down in the hood, who fixes drains by day and manages football teams on FIFA by night. So, you know, for me, yeah, I thought he done all right. I thought he had a decent game. Was a lot more imposing than he has been. Seemed to be getting a little bit more fitter. So that can only be good news. Lucas Moura as well. You know, cracking goal by him. I felt he did really, really well. He was a lot more in the game than he had been. I think his defensive work looks a bit sharper than it has done. So yeah, all in all, you can't complain, can you? You know, that's a perfect end to the weekend, really, with Chelsea losing against Bournemouth and Arsenal losing against Man City and so on. Man United not getting anywhere. It keeps them behind us. So it's all about us at the moment, and that's, you know, you can't be unhappy with that, can you? And as I'm at work today, I see the Champions League draw comes out, and out of all the teams that we could have got, we pick up RB Leipzig, which, you know, let's make no bones about it, will not be an easy game. They're going well in the Bundesliga, and you know, they obviously finished top of their group, so they're not going to be any pushover for us. They're not going to just roll over and say tickle me tummy. They're going to want us to play. But surely better that than a Barcelona or a Real Madrid or someone of that ilk, I guess, you know. And I'm sure Leipzig will be thinking the same, you know. Better to get Tottenham than it is to get Madrid or Barca or someone like that. So, you know, I think it could be an evenly matched game, but as Mourinho said, you know, nothing to fear in this competition, especially if we can get past this one. You know, you've got more chance and you can beat anybody. So you've got to just look at it and think, you know, it's all positive stuff at the moment, and long may that continue. You know, really interesting to see at the end of the game how much that win meant to Mourinho. He went absolutely Garrity on the sidelines with his coaching team, and went on the pitch and congratulated all the players, which I thought was a really nice touch. And there seemed such a lot of camaraderie at the end of the game with all the players going up to each other and hugging and shaking hands and all that stuff. It seemed that they knew that they'd got away with one there, and that's a sign of a great team. So yeah, pleased as punch. Long may it continue. let's have a bit of a rest this week. Let Mourinho get some of his tactics on board, and let's have a game plan for the Chavs, and hopefully I'll see a few of you at the game on Sunday. I'll be there. I'll be in LT's before the match. I'll be in Block 419 during the match, and I'll be in the marketplace after the match. If anyone wants to come and say hello, please do. It'd be great to meet some of you if you're around. And at the end of the day, what do we say? Up the Spurs. Oh, no.